Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Logan, and today we're going to be taking a look at some speakers that I've heard a lot of great things about, but I've never actually had the opportunity to hear in person. And that's why I was really excited when Aperion Audio offered to send us their 5.1.4 Novus speaker system to review. And if you want to know just how well these speakers perform, then stick around and we'll get into it right after the intro. Now, Aperion Audio has been making high-quality, great-looking speakers in Wilsonville, Oregon for over 20 years, and we've actually recommended them in some of our previous videos simply because of their very generous 30-day in-home trial period. And we really like it when companies offer these in-home trial periods because you're able to listen to the speakers in your own space, using your own equipment. And in our opinion, this is the best way to audition speakers, and if you're not happy with them, you can just send them back for a full refund. Now, according to Aperion Audio, these Novus series speakers are supposed to offer exceptional sound quality at an affordable price point. And the system that we're reviewing today includes 4 Novus bookshelf speakers, the Novus center channel, 4 A5 immersive height modules, and finally the Bravus 12D subwoofer. And all these speakers we have here are in the matte white finish, except for the subwoofer, which is in matte black. And honestly, we really like the look of these matte finishes as they appear to be very durable, and they give these speakers a really high-end look and feel, while also making them much more resistant to scratches and fingerprints. So taking a closer look at the Novus bookshelves, the first thing that stood out to us was the pretty cool looking 5.25 inch aramid fiber cone woofer, which has this really unique rubber surround that extends out to cover the screws that hold the driver in place. The woofer is paired to a 1-inch silk dome tweeter, which is surrounded by an aluminum faceplate and covered by a metal mesh diffuser. And the tweeter is adjustable for -3 dB by removing the small bridge connector that Aperion includes with the speaker. Now below the woofer, Aperion has integrated the slotted flared port, which is designed to eliminate port turbulence and give a tighter, smoother overall bass response. And taking a look at the side of the speaker, you can see that the front baffle and all of the drivers are actually sloped. And Aperion does this to phase align each of the drivers for a more accurate off-axis response. And personally, we think it really adds a nice look to the speaker. And moving around to the back of the speaker, we have these really nice 5-way binding posts along with a tweeter level adjustment, and above those, a pair of 1/4-inch mounting points that are hidden behind these little rubber plugs. And Aperion has even included one of these mounting points on the bottom, which really gives you a lot of options when it comes to placing these speakers in your room. And lastly, we have the magnetic grills, which I personally love to see on speakers, especially at this price point. And unfortunately, because this costs a little more, a lot of speaker companies don't include them. But I think it's just another indication that Aperion Audio is going above and beyond to offer the best product and experience possible. Next, we have the Novus center channel, which is a 3-way design that shares the same 5.25 inch woofer and 1-inch silk dome tweeter that's used in the Novus bookshelf speakers. The center channel also incorporates a 4-inch mid-range driver and a large sealed cabinet that provides crystal clear dialogue for movie watching. And around the back we have the same gold-plated 5-way binding posts as we saw on the Novus bookshelf, and a pair of 1/4-inch threaded mounts, again, just like the Novus bookshelf speakers. And again, like the bookshelves, it also comes with its own matching magnetic grille. Now, as we already mentioned, this is a 5.1.4 speaker system, and for the .4 part, which are the Atmos height speakers of course, Aperion sent us 4 of their A5 immersive height module speakers. And honestly, I really like these speakers because they are so versatile. You can use them as outfiring Atmos speakers, put them on a wall, use them for Atmos channels on the ceiling, or even as desktop speakers, which really sounded great in our office. And what makes these speakers so unique and versatile is the driver itself, which is a 5.25 inch aluminum coned coaxial driver, with Aperion's 1-inch silk dome tweeter right in the middle. And not only does this keep the speakers very compact, but having a coaxial driver like this also means that the woofer and the tweeter are time and phase aligned across the entire frequency range, which helps everything sound very realistic and detailed. This is a similar design to what's used in our much more expensive Vandersteen surround and center channels, and we absolutely love the sound that they produce. The great thing here is that Aperion Audio is able to do this at a lower price while still retaining the same great sound quality. Again, all these speakers are in the matte white finish as well, and they feature the same 5-way gold-plated binding posts as the other models. And to make these speakers as versatile as possible, Aperion Audio added 3 pairs of 1/4-inch threaded mounting points, which I've never seen on any other surround speaker. And all the speakers that we mentioned here can be used with Aperion Audio's Stealth Mount, which are really easy to install, as you can see here, and they're very sturdy, giving you a solid mount, so you're not going to get any sort of rattling or vibrations when your subs start kicking in. And speaking of subs, Aperion also sent us their Bravus 12D subwoofer in matte black, which is also available in gloss black and the awesome looking gloss cherry finish that matches their Varus line of speakers. And this is another really uniquely designed subwoofer that uses a 12-inch aluminum downfiring driver along with two 12-inch aluminum cone passive radiators. And we've always loved the sound of subs that utilize this style of driver arrangement because it gives you that tight, visceral bass that you'd normally expect to hear from a sealed sub, along with the high output and efficiency of a ported sub. And let me tell you, this sub has some serious output. Not only could you hear the bass, but you could literally feel it in our chairs and our couch. The extra impact that you feel from this sub is mainly due to the downfiring driver that's able to transfer that bass energy directly into the floor and into your seating position. And something else that's unique with this sub is the fact that they use 1-inch high-density fiberboard for the cabinet, where most manufacturers at this price point, and honestly much more expensive subs, go with MDF, which isn't as dense and it's not nearly as good at reducing cabinet vibrations. And around the back you have all the adjustments you need to get the sub sounding perfect in your room. And we'll be doing a full review of this sub, so keep an eye out for that. And we just want to quickly mention here that all these speakers are very high quality. All of them are put together very solid with very nice drivers. And it's obvious that a lot of attention to detail went into the manufacturing process for each speaker of the Novus line. And I have to admit, as much as I like the way these speakers looked, I like them even more once we actually started our listening tests, which we began by testing out The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies. We decided to do something a little different with this review. Rather than just testing all of them in one room, we decided to audition these speakers in both our living room and our dedicated home theater. Our living room setup consists of an Onkyo TX-NR595 Dolby ATMOS receiver and a Yamaha RX V663 AV receiver, which gives us both entry-level and mid-range receivers to test with, just so we can see how these speakers respond. The room is large and open to the rest of the house. The second room is our acoustically treated dedicated home theater room, with an Integra DTC-9.8 processor and Emotiva UPA-1 monoblocks for the front stage, and we also have some Marantz MA500 monoblocks powering all of the surround channels. Both setups will be using a Sony UBP X800 4K Blu-ray player as the source. Starting with the entry-level Onkyo receiver, movies sounded okay, but we weren't totally blown away by what we were hearing coming from these speakers. And this prompted us to hook up the Yamaha, and honestly the improvement was remarkable. Everything sounded much more open and realistic. The mids and highs were much smoother and a lot less grainy than they were with the Onkyo, and the bass response was tighter and a lot less hollow sounding. That's one thing that we realized early on with these speakers. You'll definitely be rewarded by giving them adequate power. Now, it's not to say that the Onkyo won't drive them, but like most high quality speakers with low sensitivity, you will always hear a big improvement with good, clean power. So we definitely recommend using these speakers with at least a good quality mid-range receiver. Movie watching on the Yamaha was really enjoyable, and dialogue was crystal clear, and I never felt like I was missing out on anything that was being said or anything that was going on in the movie. The surrounds also blended perfectly with the front soundstage, and the subwoofer did an excellent job handling the bass with authority and control. Now moving up to our dedicated home theater with the Integra processor and separate Emotiva monoblocks, we noticed another marked increase in sound quality, similar to the difference we noticed going from the Onkyo to the Yamaha. These little speakers were so revealing in our theater room that I was honestly amazed at just how close they came to reproducing the clean, detailed, and warm sound that we're used to hear coming from our, again, much more expensive Vandersteens. And after watching several movies with the surround sound setup, I have to say that I'm just totally blown away at how good of a sound you can get at this price point. Aperion Audio has done an amazing job with these speakers in my opinion. So it's probably pretty obvious that we really like these speakers for watching movies, but we also had to see how they would sound for listening to music. And again, we started in our living room, but instead of using the receivers, we wanted to make sure that we had the cleanest signal path we could get. And to achieve this, we used a Schiit Modi 3 Plus DAC paired to a Schiit Sys passive preamp, being amplified by two Marantz MA500 monoblocks. We also used our Sony UBP X800 as a digital CD transport. And listening to all the music that we're familiar with, we absolutely loved the sound that we were hearing coming from the Novus bookshelf speakers. The soundstage was wide and full, and the separation of instruments was excellent. Bass response was pretty impressive, but as you can imagine, because these are bookshelves with fairly small drivers, they're only rated to go down to about 45 Hz, so they did lack the deep, impactful bass that you'd expect from something like a large tower speaker. Of course, to remedy this, we hooked up the Bravos 12D subwoofer, and this really filled in the low end with gobs of tight, clean, bone-shaking bass that brought the sound of the whole system together. We really feel like Aperion Audio has hit a home run with the Novus speaker lineup. They look great, they sound awesome, and in our opinion, they're a great bargain. The whole 5.1.4 Atmos speaker system that Aperion sent to us comes in at less than $3,900, and that's for 10 very high-quality speakers. Can you get cheaper speakers? Of course. But I guarantee that they're not going to have the same sound or build quality that these Aperion Audio Novus speakers have. And again, Aperion Audio offers their own 30-day in-home trial, so if you want to give them a try, we'll leave links down in the description below. You can also check out their great warranty that they offer on all their products while you're there. And guys, I think that's going to wrap up the video. So if you have any questions or comments about any of the items that we reviewed in this video, please let us know down in the comments below. And again, we also want to give a huge thanks to Aperion Audio for sending over these Novus speakers for us to check out and review. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. And as always, have an awesome day.